Hey, all right, okay, guys, here we go. So every time we see an equation like this guy, y equals x plus 1, we can actually graph it, okay? So we can put it on a graph like this. And to do that, what we're going to do is create a table of values and then go from there. So here's how that works. What we do is we're going to substitute some numbers into, let me find my little fancy arrow tool here. Where is it? Oh, there it is. We're going to substitute some numbers into these spots here. And which numbers are we going to use? Well, you want to keep them so that they stay within this graph here. Okay, so I don't want to use huge numbers. I'm going to use small numbers like 1, 2, and 3. So anytime you get a table of values and it's blank, put in your x values somewhere close to the center, the origin. So keep them nice and small. So for this example, I'm going to use 0, 1, 2, and 3. And you actually do that pretty much every time. Now, the next thing we need to do is we need to substitute these numbers into this equation and solve for our second column here, which is the y. Okay, guys, so how do we do that? Basically, what you do is you take this 0 and I put it into this equation. So it becomes y equals 0 plus 1, which equals, 1. Perfect. So that means that when x is 0, y is going to be 1. Okay. And then we just do that for all of these. So we're going to plug in a 1 for x here, solve it, and get y. And then we're going to plug a 2 in for x here and solve. So that's going to look like this. The same formula, so y equals 1 plus 1, which is 2. And then y equals 2 plus 1, which is 3. And then the last one, you can kind of see once you get going here that there's going to be this pattern, okay? It's going to increase by 1 each time. So you really only have to figure out a few, and you can go, oh, well, this last one has to be 4. And in fact, it is. Now the next step is to take these values inside of your table of values and turn them into ordered pairs. And ordered pairs are what help us decide, let's go over here, where we're going to plot points on this graph. So what you do is you take 0 and 1, that's our x and y values, and you create an ordered pair with it. So it looks like this, 0 and 1. And then we have 1 and 2. So you're going to create another one. 1, 2. And then we have 2 and 3. And the last one, 3 and 4. So then we're just going to plot these points individually on this graph over here. So the first one is 0, 1, which means we're going to go, this is our horizontal movement, the x values. So that tells us which way we go here. Let me just write that on there. So this is our x value, or x-axis, pardon me, and this is our y-axis. So what we're going to do is we're going to start here at 0, and this tells us we're not going left or right at all, but we are going to go up 1. So that point is going to go right here. And then 1 to the right and 2 up. So that point is going to go here. And then we look at the third one, and same idea, 2 over 3 up. And that's going to go here, and there's a pattern forming. And you now have a straight line graphed like so. And this is the graph. This is our graph of this equation. And that's how you do it. That's how we graph using a table of values. We can draw this linear graph of this equation right here. And that's how we do it. So that's the first one on your sheet. Thanks, guys. That was a lot of fun.